Okay, so as this little holiday weekend break, whatever, comes to an end, I had a really funny story I wanted to share, um, and give you a quick walkthrough of my ADHD brain, how I got there. So, Jake Paul recently had beef with Dana White, and Jake Paul was making all sorts of hella good points about how UFC fighters should be paid, what they should get, all that stuff. Um, and everybody knows that Jake Paul recently knocked out former UFC champion Tyron Woodley, who is from around here. That's the best I'll give you. Um, so, funny story, semi involving Tyron Woodley, and also why I never got on his bandwagon. And yes, I will 100% say it was full on jealousy. But this is understood jealousy. If this happened to you, you would do this shit too. So here's what happened. So, like 15 years ago, I decided I wanted to be a professional boxer. Um, I was extra mediocre, didn't really work out. Whatever, whatever. But I did this for like 7 years. I was walking, I would go around and basically get punched in the face for fun. Um, Sometimes I would look good, sometimes I would do more punching than receiving, whatever. But so probably about 3 or 4 years into it, yeah, I'm about 23, 24, and Tyron Woodley he's just starting to get big, and starting to get noticed by the nationwide associations or nationwide promotions for MMA. So there was this weekend, and I had a fight that weekend, right? Well, I had a fight that week, I think. I don't remember quite when my fight was. Um, but so my mom comes and she's talking to me and she's like, Rodney, do you know this guy, Tyran? I don't know. His mom goes to church with me. I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, he's a fighter. Some of the guys who beat up on me, he beats up on. So for those of y'all who don't know the ecosystem, basically people, bring in sparring partners who they generally think are going to give good rounds but aren't going to hurt them. I got to spar a lot of dudes who are actually good because, for the most part, with a few exceptions, I wasn't going to lay down, but no one was ever worried that I was going to run over their dude. And then those guys would then go on and spar Tyron Woodley, who would run over them. So anyway, I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, no. I mean, we are like 2 degrees of separation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. Well, hey, what are you doing this week? He's got a fight. His mom goes to my church, and his mom goes to my church, and she asked the prayer circle to pray for him because he has a fight coming up. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Did you ask them to pray for me? Because I have a fight coming up, huh? Your son? My fight, the one I told you about, huh? Yeah. And she was like, oh no, I didn't mention it. Oh. Yeah, that's right. You do have a fight coming up. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, I never really rooted for Tyron Woodley like I should have because my mom gave more of a shit about his fights than my fights. So hopefully he's doing well and recovering well, and hopefully UFC breaks him off the check that he's supposed to. But I still ain't forgot. It hurt. It hurt. Okay? That's my mama. She's supposed to be rooting for me, worried about my fight, not your fight.